Welcome, everybody, to What Does Aaron Know podcast, the podcast starring me, Aaron Phillips, and my best friend here, Zachariah Hall. How's Zach?
I'm doing well. Did you ask me how I was doing?
Yes, I did.
You did not, but it's
I
okay.
said, howdy, Zach, which in turn is like, how are you doing?
That's genius. Man, the Cowboys knew what was up.
Exactly.
They knew how to condense a conversation. They know how to say hi and like, how do you do?
Exactly.
Together. It's
How
genius.
do you do, Mrs. Wally? Wally. You remember Andy Griffith?
Oh, yeah.
When they're trying to sophisticate Ernest T. Bass.
Which is impossible.
Yeah, always. All right, Zach. So, last week, we talked about WandaVision episode 4 and the previous episodes leading up to episode 5. So, do you want to start off or do you want me to?
Yeah, so last night was the premiere of episode, well, yesterday, Friday, it is Saturday now, was the premiere of episode 5 of WandaVision. And I will not start, but I will say that I was shook. I do not use that word lightly.
No, you don't. You rarely use that word.
I don't think I've ever said it out loud.
No.
I have thought it.
You have thought it, but not have used it.
Even, Avengers Endgame, maybe I would say I was shook.
Yes.
After seeing it. But I didn't say it, but I will say it now. I am shook.
But this episode shook you more, didn't it?
It shook me
to the core.
To the core. Okay,
right,
go ahead.
so,
sorry about that.
Do you remember last time we were talking about how Wanda stole Vision's body because, or you were asking how is Vision still alive and everything like that?
Yeah, we were kind of talking about like, is it actually Vision? Was it actually like his corpse? Was there like a cast member playing as Vision?
Vision, yeah.
We got that answer.
Yeah, it's actually Vision.
She's reanimating his corpse, which is really morbid.
Yeah.
And very interesting simultaneously.
And also, she had kids with a dead guy.
Yes. So...
That still freaks me out.
Okay, so we'll... let's go ahead and just get into, like...
Let's unpack it.
Let's unpack the episode. So, Aaron, do you want to start, like, how does the episode begin? Let's just kind of go through the episode and start unpacking.
So, like the previous episodes, it starts with, like, we're in the 80s.
Yes. And
it starts out with, like, an 80s TV show theme. This one reminded me of, like, Full House.
Full House and kind of a little bit of The Cosby Show.
A little bit. More Full House than
Definitely more, but, like, them running outside. So, like, and you can even see the evolution of, like, the filmmaking.
Yeah.
So, like, it actually... So, like, all the other ones, it starts with... like the intro itself, but this one there's like a little prelude.
Yeah, and
they have their conversation, and then it cuts to
the intro.
The intro.
Yeah.
So that's all pretty neat.
But I like how they're giving us different intros. Like I said last time, and I'm hoping for '90s they either do Malcolm in the Middle or what was the Malcolm in the Middle or Friends. Like the old TV show and everything.
No, that would be fantastic.
Which I have to say, I'm more like Joey's character than anything from Friends.
I know. Which will be super interesting to see how the show will continue. Because everything really starts to come to a head and really starts to unravel. Just in terms of the agents, they're actually figuring out how to interact with Wanda more to the point that she confronts them straight up.
So what, just, upplaying on that, they figured out that because who was the agent that walked in there? Rambo?
Yeah, Rambo.
She walked in there and she had a Kevlar vest on, okay? As the series, one episode to the next, to episode 4 or
5.
3 or 4. 3 and 4. When she's thrown out, she has 70s clothes on and everything. Well, this episode, we saw her test her clothes. She took Agent Wu's gun, Jim Woo's gun, and shoot at her clothing. Not a bullet hole in the clothes.
So it transferred the Kevlar into something practical. So the revelation was that Wanda wasn't just making a projection; she was physically
Manipulating matter.
Manipulating, the matter, which is just nuts. So they're like, okay, what can we take? What can we
send in?
What can we send in? So they sent some 80s tech.
An 80s aerial drone.
Yep, and they were able to say something to her, and then they were going to freaking shoot that that projectile at her.
The commander, the captain, the boss of SWORD, didn't tell Rambo. So, that's why Wanda was a little bit ticked off whenever there was a drone in that was going to kill her kids, because Mama don't like that.
Yeah, Mama Bear starting to get she's starting to get more protective, which so the twins start out as, let's go way back to the beginning.
Right. Twins starts out as babies.
They start out as babies, and you also get the really interesting revelation in this episode that people, the cast, the actors that are filling in the roles that Wanda is basically using,
as set for them, yeah.
You start to see some of the cracks reveal.
Like as soon as they get to a certain time period, like I think what it is like what year they were born is like when their cracks start developing.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Because if you think about it, the guy that's like a co-worker with Vision, he was probably born in the late 80s and grew up through the 90s and everything. So that's why his memory was returning faster.
Yeah, and so their neighbor, what's her name again? Well, she's wearing the 80s workout clothes, and she comes in to take care of the babies. And Vision's like, oh no, like maybe not, because he's just being a dad.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, do you want to just roll that again? And Vision's like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean roll it again?
And Wanda, so they keep going, and for some reason Wanda either isn't able to reset it, but everything has to keep moving. Like, they can't reset.
Agatha.
That's the name of the lady. So basically what you have in this episode is like a no turning back point where Vision is becoming very aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
But things aren't resetting for some reason. Why do you think that might be?
Okay, so when we get a first look at Westview, like an aerial view, it's in a hexagon, okay? And so they start calling it, one person.
The hex.
The hex.
It's catching on.
No, it's not. So,
that was great.
What I think it is that Wanda, it is all Wanda, okay? But I think she's being controlled.
Do you think someone else is controlling?
Yeah. I think, Wanda is still Wanda, but someone is giving her hypnotic suggestions to do all this, so that way she can have the fantasy that she wants, but it's causing her to mentally break down.
See, what I think my theory, quote-unquote theory is so the Russo brothers in an interview was asked, like when they were promoting Avengers Endgame, and someone asked them, they're like, who's the most powerful Avenger? And both of them were like, without a doubt, at least in the MCU at this point, is Wanda.
Right.
They're like, she's more powerful than Captain Marvel. She's the most powerful character. So my theory is that they're setting up Wanda as one of the main villains for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know that might seem like a stretch.
Maybe.
But I think you have a character that was initially an Avenger. You have such an interesting villain to go forward with. Because, that would make for... And it's already, even in this episode, it was extremely emotional. Like, when her little kids, they find the dog died.
Yeah.
And she's telling her little kids, like, you can't cheat death. You can't just speed things up. And she's, like, almost crying because it's something she's been avoiding.
Yeah.
The death and the speeding up and, so there's just so much good stuff in there.
And there was also clues in her little speech about avoiding death and speeding up. Because her two sons, Billy and Tommy, they have the abilities of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So Tommy's a little speed demon. Billy's his nickname is Wiccan. And so what I think she's saying is that because Billy in the MCU has to deal with a lot of death of his friends and everything, and he can also peer into alternate realities and see his friends and everything.
The two twins, they're actual characters.
They're actual characters,
in the comics.
Yeah, they weren't.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They were at first imaginary. The House of M storyline.
So that's another question. Are these kids real, or are they just projections?
50-50. I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay.
But her speech about avoiding death, or speeding it up.
Yeah.
Tommy, who becomes like Speed, he wants to always run away from his problems and everything.
Yeah.
So that way he doesn't have to face death. And Wiccan tries magical ways just to make sure death doesn't happen to anyone. So that could have been what she meant, but never know.
Either way, that was a really cool nod to the past stories, like that little speech, and also involves like everything that she's dealing with. But I think by the time it gets to the end of the end of the episode where her and Vision
are
fighting, and like Vision says something, and she's like, "No, we're not doing this tonight." And the credits start rolling, and they keep fighting through all of that. I just had like chills all over my body.
Because it means Vision is waking up.
It means Vision's waking up. For some reason, Wanda can't reset it. They both like fly up in the air, and the doorbell rings.
And you're just like, oh, Ag, like really, Ag, you have to come over at this important moment.
And Vision's like, he's like, you're not going to manipulate me right now. Like, you're not just going to have somebody ring the doorbell. And she's like, I'm actually not doing this. And so they kind of keep talking or just staring at each other, and the doorbell rings again. And she gets up to go to the door. And Aaron, I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, so that's why I'm thinking that someone else is controlling Wanda, because she says, "This is not me."
Okay. I buy that.
Kind of get okay. I half buy it, half maybe not. So you hear the doorbell ring. Wanda and Vision are having this tense moment, and she gets up, goes to answer the door, and all we see is the back of the head really quick. We pan down, and it's silver hair. We're just like, no
way.
He's dead. And you hear him suddenly say, "What's up, sis?" It turns around, and instead of being Aaron from the Age of Ultron Quicksilver, it's the Quicksilver from the X-Men series.
Yep.
What is his name again?
I can't remember the actor's name.
But it's him.
The fact that they have an X-Men character from the X-Men series show up in the MCU for the first time is just like everything has just changed. And we were having the conversation the other day of like, are they going to reboot X-Men? Are they going to bring the X-Men we have now into the MCU? And I think this answers half of the question.
This answers like they're bringing important, like characters that are connected.
Yes, and
into each other.
And I think this is such a genius move to straight up bring a character that we've seen, but an alternate version of him.
Yes.
And Wanda recognized who he was.
Yes, but here's the thing. On the outside world, we hear the girl say they recasted Pedro?
Because she doesn't know.
Yeah, she didn't.
But straight up, we know because... So this answers the question of like... Well, not how. Well, kind of how they're going to bring the X-Men into the MCU, which I think this was just a genius move on their part.
It was a genius move. I'm not going to lie. It was probably Evan Peters. That's who we're thinking.
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters. Yeah, Aaron, Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
he played in the Age. But no, Evan Peters is probably one of my favorite versions of a character.
He
just brings so much life to the character.
He is my preferred version. Mm-hmm. No, I like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but just
it's just Evan's just like so like in the X-Men Days of Future Past is like, so you can move metal. Yeah, that's pretty cool. My mom knew a guy like that, and you're just like, ah!
That's pretty rough.
Yeah, that's rough how to introduce your dad.
Oof.
But
wait, so is that actually his dad?
Magneto?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Magneto is Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's dad. Did you not know this? Did you not know this?
No.
Oh.
So do you think that's how they're gonna bring Magneto into the MCU?
Well, with the updates and everything like that to the universe,
maybe not.
No, they are.
Okay.
They're gonna, because you gotta remember, Snap did so much more than just wipe people off.
So do you think Ian McKellen is gonna pop in, or do you think
might be Ian?
Who's the guy that plays? I know.
Ian McKellen.
Michael Fassbender. Do you think they're gonna have Michael Fassbender in Magneto or Ian McKellen?
Might be Michael Fassbender, but aged up.
Because he'd need to be just a tad older. Maybe not actually.
Well, that's the thing. We hope he's not like super old.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's all extremely interesting. I'll just cut it right there. I'll just do a little edit.
Okay.
No, you're
No,
good.
that's not you. It's me.
Dude, you're fine. I don't care.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. So.
But no, I think Michael Fassbender would look amazing in like the MCU version of Magneto.
Yeah. No, but yeah, when it revealed him, I was like, yeah, I was freaking out. And of course, Destiny had no idea what was going on.
She was just like, "What is going on?" And you're just like,
"So
we need to watch X-Men."
So she's actually never seen any of the X-Men movies. Well, when we first met, she hadn't seen Star Wars or just about anything. So
that's a good. You educated your woman.
I have for the most part.
Now you need to re-educate her.
Yes, I guess we need to watch the X-Men movies, but
you got to watch the original before you watch the read new timeline shit.
Yeah, but overall, for
episode 5.
For episode 5, I was absolutely blown away. I think this show is actually I don't want to be hyperbolic, but last week I was like, this is really good. Like, they're really doing a really good job.
Yeah.
But I think the territory that they crossed into with episode 5, I'm like, this show might actually be like a masterpiece. If they keep pulling this off, it is such a weird cluster. Like, it is so weird, but
it works. That's weird.
They're really killing it. Like, visually, the writing, everything. I'm extremely happy with it.
Now,
I think it might be a masterpiece.
One thing I would like to notice is that you mentioned earlier about Billy and Thomas. Are they real or are they fake?
Yeah.
So in the House of M storyline, which this is basically based off of, okay? Because it's Wanda's reality. She's created her own to where she has a perfect world. In the House of M universe, she actually did have 2 twin boys. Not with Vision, with somebody else, okay?
Okay.
We didn't see much of their abilities or anything in the House of M. After everything snapped back together, okay, there is like a reboot, reset kind of deal to where Billy and Tom come into the mainstream universe to where they're known as Wiccan and Speed. And Thomas has Quicksilver's ability. Billy, or Wiccan, has his mother's hex power or whatever, but he's actually skilled in magic.
Okay. Yeah, no, they could go a lot of different directions with it. And
they could.
However, whatever they do will fit best for the story they're telling. But do you have anything else to add to episode 5?
No. Yes. So no.
Nope.
No? No, I thought I had something there, and I'm just like, no, I don't.
Well, thank you, Aaron, for that very insightful last
Little bit there.
that little tidbit.
Well, I mean, it's such a good show. You got to peel back so many. It's like an onion. You got to peel back so many layers just to get to the heart of it.
There really is so much stuff. I mean, the last thing I can think of, which there is so much more we could talk about, but there's something when I can't remember her name, the girl from Thor. She brought up Captain Marvel because there was something nuclear. She was asking something about nuclear power, and Rambo, she's salty towards Captain Marvel for some. Like, she brought up Captain Marvel, and she was like, she either said we don't talk about her.
We don't talk about it. I think
there was like, oof, what's up with that?
I think she's salty because she's been in space for so long.
Okay, yeah.
Might be, I don't know.
Like, I haven't seen you since, like, I was a kid,
Yeah.
and, like, you've abandoned.
But, no, what I was about to say is, so when the scene that we were talking about where Wanda throws the drone out and told the troops to leave her alone and family, and she uses her powers, and the screen that normally is, like, clear and everything like that turns red. There's a theory that when she opened the breach to go back into her world, that she actually tore breaches into other worlds in order to...
Ooh,
and that's why we have Evan Peters' Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah. And, dude, and when she came out of it, like, and there were all the soldiers there with their guns trained on her.
Yeah.
And she, like, threw the drone at him, and her eyes were, like, glowing, and she turned all the soldiers... I was like... That's what told me that, like, she might eventually be a villain, and she's freaky, and she's extremely powerful.
Elizabeth Olsen does a phenomenal job of being a nice person or straight out evil.
Yeah, she's much better actor than her two sisters.
Yeah, that's why her two sisters went into clothing.
Mary-Kate and Ashley.
It's Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Also.
Oh, there's no Mary.
Okay,
Kate. It's Mary-Kate.
So is she Ashley?
No. There's no Ashley. Well, there is an Ashley.
Okay. There's no Kate. Mary-Kate is Mary-Kate.
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Okay.
Mary-Kate is one word.
I am not
connected by a hyphen.
I'm not ashamed that I didn't know that. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. You should be ashamed for knowing that.
I only know that because when you look up Elizabeth Olsen, it connects Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Oh, okay. No, I know that she's related to... Okay.
She's the third... She's the older or younger sister?
That's why I said Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, she's not. She's not Mary-Kate or Ashley. She's just Elizabeth Olsen.
So now we're going to transfer to our next topic. Aaron wanted to talk about... We have some confirmation for Spider-Man 3 villains. So
I'm laughing like a maniac because I love confirmation for my favorite character.
Did they confirm any specific ones, or did they just say we've confirmed a few of them?
They've confirmed 4 of some. They've confirmed 4 of some of the Marvel villains that have been in past movies that we are going to see come into this one.
And are they played by the original actors?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
It's pretty cool.
So, we have, from the original movies, we have William Dafoe as the Green Goblin.
He's coming back?
He is coming back.
Shoot.
Heck yes. We also have... Oh gosh, who played Dr. Octavius in Spider-Man?
Oh, Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina as the OG Dr. Octavius.
And then you have... Is Sandman coming back?
Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the reason I love that they picked Thomas Hayden Church is not only because He was
good.
They didn't give him enough screen time.
Yeah, he could, yeah.
He could.
I don't know how much they'll be able to give him in this, but...
But he gave us such a good character.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, we also have, and this is because he leaked it, so they had to put him on the list, is Jamie Foxx as Electro.
Yep. I'm guessing we're not gonna get Venom from Spider-Man 3.
Oh God, please don't, please God, no, we
Probably
can't
not.
because we have Tom Hardy's Venom.
Hardy, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's pretty dope. Is there?
So they have confirmed 4 villains. Do you know what this means, my dear friend?
I think so, but I'll let you go ahead and tell me.
We need 2 more villains to make the Sinister Six.
Okay.
And you know which 2 villains I want.
Well, remember, we actually have 2 villains. Conveniently, we have 2 villains from Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies that would complete the circle.
Yes.
We have Vulture and Mysterio.
Yes.
So that would complete the circle.
Yes.
I don't know if those 2 are traditionally Sinister Six villains.
They are.
Okay, well then there you go. I think that would complete it.
But what I would love to see, and I don't know if they'll introduce him in this or another movie or when they'll do it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Kraven the Hunter.
Me and a friend from work were actually talking about who do we think would be the best Kraven the Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I think we settled on who was it? Who's the guy that played Whiplash in
I know who you're talking
Iron
about.
Man 2? Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, yep. Mickey Rourke.
He would be fantastic as Kraven the Hunter.
I honestly think Mickey Rourke is just a phenomenal actor.
Or Danny Trejo
Ooh,
from Machete.
Yes. But no, the original Sinister Six was Electro, Vulture, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Mysterio, and Kraven the Hunter.
Okay, well then maybe we'll get a Kraven the Hunter villain, but
maybe, but with Green Goblin and everything, we're getting I will settle with that glass.
And I listened to an interview where somehow they got Tom Holland on there. And Tom Holland obviously didn't say anything. They're like, so is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this movie? They're like, when's the last time you saw them? He's like, I can't say.
But I saw them at award shows and
He's
stuff.
like, I saw them at some award shows. They're like, more recently than that? He's like, I can't say.
Sorry, fellas.
But either way, yeah.
But no, now, this might just be a fan rumor that says, oh, they're confirmed, but they're not real. But if they are real, like truly, truly real...
Yeah, what's the source for... Is that legit?
Well, hang on. Well, I'll look it up later. And
fake news. Hopefully not.
According to the cast, Daniel Richardman's... anyway...
Daniel, you better not have lied.
Daniel Rich... How do you say that?
Where am I looking at?
Top.
I just see... Oh, Daniel Richmond's. Yeah. Interesting. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But
and if, Daniel, you're wrong, I swear to the utmost high, you better not be wrong. Because you are leaving fans like me... out to dry, and it's not right, Daniel.
It's not right.
It's not right.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, we are going to move on to our next topic, the new Walker series on the CW. Which,
yes.
Again, I...
don't have any idea.
I don't have anything to say about this, so I'm going to let Aaron rant for a little bit. And
it's not ranting, it's more like, just...
Just kidding, conversation.
It's more like the comparison between the old Walker Texas Ranger and the new Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh, Walker Texas Ranger, that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Wait, why does the CW have it? That is the last place on the planet. Like, I would have rathered Walker Texas Ranger go to, like, Studio Ghibli. Like, freaking anime studio.
What's wrong with Walker Texas Ranger on the CW?
Dude, okay, freaking Walker Texas Ranger, like, in, like, anime format.
Okay, that would be actually pretty cool.
That would have been dope.
That would have been kind of cool.
That's my pitch.
I now want to see a Walker Texas Ranger anime show.
Why didn't they do that? Why?
Because
Freaking CW.
So we have Chuck Norris's Walker, Texas Ranger, okay?
Yes.
This Walker, Texas Ranger, this Cordell Walker, is played by Jared Padalecki, who is one of the guys from the Supernatural TV show.
Mm.
So it's in good hands. Okay? So there's slight differences that they changed for Walker, okay?
Uh-huh.
His wife still died in both seasons, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, he has 2 kids.
I mean, it's like Batman. Like, what if his parents lived? It's like you don't get Batman, so...
Right. No, but this Cordell Walker, he's like trying to figure out fatherhood while still trying to handle his wife's death with being a Texas Ranger.
So is that like the new CW model with like Superman and Lois, and now Walker, Texas Ranger?
No.
It's like, let's see how a dad copes with life.
Kind of, yeah. But
Get behind that.
you know, Superman and Lois, it's Superman, and Walker, Texas Ranger, it's Cordell Walker. So I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And Jared Padalecki, not Chuck Norris.
See, I can't correct you on his name. If that's actually, I have no idea. That's his name?
Jared Padalecki. Yeah, that's it. You can look it up afterwards. It's Jared Padalecki.
Sweet.
But no, he actually plays more of like a Walker that still likes to can joke around or anything, but still knows a point to where he has to step into his Ranger boots or to his father boots. But he's having more trouble with his father.
Speaking of shoes, it's a pretty big some pretty big shoes to fill with Chuck Norris.
He got Chuck Norris's blessing.
Yeah, that's a big I would not want to.
You would not want to be the person to be like, oh look, Walker, Texas Ranger. Oh crap.
It's like, I'm gonna replace Chuck Norris. It's like, good luck.
But what's funny is that he's actually from Texas.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, I mean, you got an actual Texan playing a Texan.
Where's Chuck Norris from? Is he even human?
Yes.
Okay.
He was God's greatest gift. He was the first man.
Probably.
Why do you think there's no recorded death for Adam? Walker, Texas Ranger, Chuck Norris is Adam.
I'm pretty sure it says in the Bible that Adam died.
He faked his death.
I don't... Anyway, other than...
Chuck Norris is the first man!
Now that we've gotten all the sacrilege out of the way, we will move into our next topic. We are going to transfer to our thoughts on The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 together. So we're going to have this beefy topic discussion on The Mandalorian. And we're going to talk about our hopes for the show going forward. So
into Season 3.
So... do you want to like break down like what were your thoughts on season 1 first, or do you want to just talk about it as a whole? How do you want to?
You started.
Okay, so the show was pretty groundbreaking when the first season came out. Everybody was really, really excited about it. It had a strong premise. It was genius how they introduced little baby Grogu into the show.
So cute.
It's like you can have the men who love this
beefy, burly kind of
this boss character, and
yeah.
then you have the girls that are gonna love Grogu, and the men are gonna love the baby just as much.
Yeah.
So it was really genius how they brought those two elements together, and then in my personal opinion, I really think that they just solidified this show as something here to stay and something. I thought season 2 had more substance.
Yeah. Well, season 1 was setting up everything.
Season 1 was setting things up. It was really good. But I really think season 2 just delivered the goods.
Perfectly.
And we got some really awesome characters introduced.
And reintroduced
Yeah. Into season 2. So, overall thoughts. I guess we don't have to have a super in-depth conversation.
Overall thoughts, it's amazing. It
great.
reminds me of the movie Angel and the Bad Man, where it's a outlaw protecting this little girl, and I can't remember the premise of the movie, but just that, just an outlaw or a bounty hunter just protecting this child just to keep it safe.
It's a tried and true concept, but it works. I mean, it's kind of like True Grit, a little bit like that story too. There's a lot of stories like it, but there's a reason it really works. And just to see it in a Star Wars format, where it's like, I'm actually watching like a Western, has been really cool. And the episodic format works really well for Star Wars.
And I don't care if you all want to crucify me over this, but I actually think it's better than the episode 7, 8, and 9.
I think 99% of people would agree with you on that.
The only thing that I have to say for 7, 8, and 9 is I like how they build up the lore for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And gave us a different lightsaber color with Rey's.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, well, the thing with 7, 8, and 9 is they're not horrible movies. Well, 9 is not. 9 is kind of a mess, but they just don't really do anything new for Star Wars.
No.
And I think that's the biggest problem. I think people would have had a lot more respect for them if they were to actually branch out and try like different kinds of characters, different kinds of worlds, different kinds of stories, but they more or less just repeated the original trilogy.
They gave us some new species and everything like that.
Yeah.
But they just like, okay, cute little critters on a planet either of trees or of ocean, okay, I gotta say the pogs though.
Porgs.
Those things were cute as heck.
Yeah, they were really cute.
Those are like second place with the Ewoks.
I don't like the Ewoks actually.
Really?
Controversial take. I know. Caleb is over there. He's staring at me right now, like at the death stare.
And he's going to threaten to kill you.
He's swiping his.
Anyway,
he wants to kill me. But anyway,
I think the porgs are just like cute whenever they just look up at you. They remind me of like a cat.
They are.
They're just like, hi.
I think though that's where Star Wars is going for sure. I think just a lot of like TV show. Not that there's not going to be movies.
Right, but their TV shows are going to be like,
I think
best.
the Mandalorian has kind of proved that like this is where Star Wars is going.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly not mad about it. I think it might be the best place for Star Wars.
Now, season 1, I like how we're introduced to Mando. Like, he comes in, tries to collect a bounty. The guy's like, okay, I'll come with you alive. They get on the ship, and he's like, I gotta use the restroom. Guy tries to find a gun. Mando just, 1 second, the guy checks around, looks at the weapons. Next second, Mando just appears over his shoulder.
Mando is basically like the Batman of the Star Wars universe. Like he's just a boss.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him versus Batman.
Oof. Caleb, who do you think would win? Mando versus Batman? Mando? I think Batman would destroy him.
It's a fit. I don't know.
Batman's one of those characters. He has to like study his opponent first, but there's no possible way he can study Mando without actually fighting him at first. But Mando's the type of guy he's going to kill you when you interact with him.
That's true. I mean, he might just shoot Batman in the face right off the bat because he doesn't mess around. He will just kill you.
What about a Mandalorian Batman? Like Batman in Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, now if Batman had Beskar armor,
Holy
that might be a different story. I don't think Mando could do much to him.
No.
But
anyway, I like how they set up the Mando.
Yeah.
Introduce the child, introduce, the cop, the rebel who...
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The girl.
Yeah.
I also like how they set up the Empire as after the
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and how it's falling apart slowly.
It kind of it has like that political intrigue of like where all the chess pieces at this point in time, and how it weaves together with everything that Mando's dealing with, and they didn't ever really say why the Empire wanted the child. They said they needed it for like
its blood,
and I'm glad they didn't explain why, because I think I know what it was.
Why?
I think they wanted the child's blood for Snoke, for Emperor Palpatine to come back. That's what I think.
In a sense, you're close. So we all know that Emperor Palpatine can brief history. Emperor Palpatine can go into another body once his current one is destroyed. He can transfer his consciousness into a new body.
Which was first explained by the extended universe, and then they confirmed it in Episode 9.
Right.
That he had come back.
So what he wanted to do was have a fully grown body from Yoda's species and transfer his consciousness into that body, because that kind of species is stronger in the Force than any other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, even Anakin, like, he has so many midichlorians.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that's special, but if Anakin wasn't in the picture, Yoda would be the far superior, powerful Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, no, I agree. I think they set Mando up perfectly, and then just introducing the little baby Yoda, just to contrast his, like, his just ruthless side to, like, where he's kind of a father and he can sacrifice himself, and his code leading all the way into Season 2 and to Season 3. I kind of want to get into why I think these first two seasons exist, is to show what kind of character Mando is.
Yeah.
And to show that he is not just ruthless, that he could rule, like with an iron fist, or be, like, strong, whatever. But he also has, like,
a gentler side.
He has a gentle side, like a caring side, and that's the two components of, like, a good leader. And I think Season 3 is going to be about him becoming the king of Mandalore and reclaiming, thus the title, The Mandalorian. I think it's going to be about him coming in. I know there's the whole conflict with him and, what's her name again?
Boss? No.
The,
short redhead chick?
Yeah, no, I know her name.
I can't remember all the Star Wars names.
I do remember it, but
they know who we're talking about.
Yes. But that's my thoughts. I think that's where Season 3 is going to go, and I think Season 3 is going to be kind of like a straight up, like, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I think
it's going to have that kind of aspect to it.
Which Pedro Pascal is actually from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be like a very political, like, war type movie. But what do you think, what do you think Season 3 is going to be all about? So
Season 2, I'm just going to dissect this really quick.
Yeah.
Season 2, we're introduced to all the characters that we see.
Mm-hmm.
And last episode, we get Luke Skywalker to come back and just demolish the evil droids. Okay?
Oh my god.
That was such an amazing scene.
Incredible.
So, at the end, Luke takes him away, and you see the Mandalorian take off his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that is against the creed. But since the Mandalorian Order has basically fallen, or what he knew,
it's like, why not?
Why just not be normal? So he takes off the helmet, and you see this tender moment with Baby Yoda and everything. I cried for about an hour. Sorry, it was that hard.
It was beautiful.
It was. But I think we're going to time jump a couple years into the future to where the kid can talk and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He has constructed his own lightsaber and all. And the Mando gave him the little ornament from the gear shift.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to incorporate that into his lightsaber.
Oh, that's sweet.
And also some Beskar, to...
Oh, for, like, the hilt. Do you think Kylo Ren took out Grogu?
No.
When he started trading Kylo and Kylo went rogue?
No.
Do you think Grogu survived that whole ordeal?
Well, Grogu was already grown up and gone.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because the Mandalorian is set literally 3 years... Or no, it's set 5 years after Episode 6, okay?
Yeah, and then about 25 more years pass.
Exactly.
But they also explained that Grogu was like over 100 years old in The Mandalorian. So more time would need to pass for him to grow up.
That's why I think he's with Ahsoka.
Okay. Yeah.
Because Luke and everyone is training, Grogu, Ahsoka, comes back to Luke's Jedi Order, and Grogu becomes Ahsoka's Padawan.
Okay.
And when the First Order comes around, everybody's like, "Oh crap, we gotta hide." Grogu, let's hide.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, and we won't know till we know. But
Exactly.
it could go a lot of different ways.
It could go a lot of different ways, yes, but it could go a lot of good different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you have anything else to add to Mando or?
Yeah. My hopes is that season 3 we see like Mando rebuild his ship. Because I hated it when they destroyed the ship. I was like, no!
I know. I was pretty attached.
Why?
That was an awesome ship.
It was.
He'll rebuild it.
Oh, hopefully. Rebuilds it. Hopefully, turns over the Darksaber to the girl, the short redhead.
Yeah.
And gets his own,
Darksaber.
Well, not his own Darksaber. Like, he found an old, training lightsaber. It still has the energy, like it's a normal lightsaber and everything, but instead of cutting you in half, whenever it hits you, it shocks you to unconsciousness.
See, and I was just thinking, sorry, this is a little off topic slightly, but I was just thinking another trait that makes Mandalorian fit to be the leader of Mandalore is that he was so willing to give up the Darksaber. He was just like, here you go, you can have it. And she was like, no, you don't understand. We have to fight now because you picked it up.
And he's just like, why?
He's just like,
here.
He's like, why?
Okay, I surrender. You beat me. Here.
That's just another trait that makes him a leader, I think. But
I'm excited for Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and they absolutely killed Boba Fett coming back in. I didn't...
To the entrance, yes.
I was a little skeptical of them bringing Boba Fett back. I thought it was going to be a little fan servicey, but they really did.
They brought him back.
They really did a good job. And he had a full character arc and everything. Well, kind of, but
yeah.
It was still awesome.
So the fight scene when he gets his armor back and everything, the actor used his Hawaiian heritage and... each stance...
His fights, yeah.
Yeah, so whenever you see him fight with a staff or, throw his arm out and, shoot his gun, he's actually using tribal stances to fight.
I love that crap. I love that they... I remember I watched the...
behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes for season 2, which, if you haven't checked out the Mandalorian behind the scenes, you should go check him out. The first season... They have 6 different 1-hour long episodes, and for the second they only have 1, but they probably will add more. But really gets into the nuts and bolts. But just everybody that worked on the Mandalorian so far, they've really they've given it everything they got, and they've really done a good job.
But the Book of Boba Fett, everybody's like, oh, Boba Fett's coming back. It's just to finally answer what happened to him. He comes back and he's like, nah, I'm here to stay.
He goes into Jabba's palace from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And the one creepy dude
with the long...
tentacle head thing.
Yeah, whatever.
He goes down there and he's like, oh, Boba.
You're back. And he's just like, I'm here to rule. Boom! And you're just like...
Just doesn't even say a word and he just shoots the dude right in the face.
And you're just like, what is going on?
And he kicks him off the throne and he just sits down and it cuts and it's like... Oh dang. So
I like who they picked to be his assistant.
Yeah, she did a really
she is also the voice of Mulan.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
She's also Agent May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Nice.
So, not only is she a Disney princess, she's also a princess who can kill you.
A Star Wars assassin now.
She's a Star Wars assassin, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and a Disney princess. So, yay.
It's pretty sweet. But yeah, we love The Mandalorian. We're excited for whatever might be coming next.
And maybe we could get on the show.
I don't know about that. But we're going to move into our next topic, which will be the first time
we have explored this territory.
We have explored the video game territory. If you go back to Aaron's very first video on his YouTube channel, YouTube channel, he explains. He's like, if you have any questions about music, not music. Did you say music?
No. Video games, comics, movies.
Video games, comics, and movies. So this will be our little bit of an introduction into the video game world. Aaron wanted to start by talking about Halo Infinite and where they plan to go with the 6th, maybe last chapter of Halo. Well, maybe the very last Master Chief chapter. It will probably be the last one with Master Chief.
Maybe. There is a slight maybe for Master Chief. But no, this Halo Infinite looks really good. They've upgraded weapons, given us different stuff. And to feel more with, exploring the modern, with modern games, how you can explore, zipline and everything.
Open world and kind
Open world, yeah. They've given us the attachment of a zipline on Master Chief's armor, which I actually do love. Everybody's like,
I love it too.
Everybody's like, why does he need a zipline? I'm like, don't you guys remember in like Halo 1 that one hard to reach place where you had to like jump on rocks just to get there? Wouldn't it have been nice to just zipline?
I think it's an awesome mechanic.
Yeah.
In terms of gameplay, so they delayed the game. It was supposed to come out December of 2020.
Right.
Or in November, December, with the launch of the Series X. But it didn't because the team was like, you know what, we can make this better. Let's not just settle. So it's going to come out Christmas of this year.
Yes. They're just like, we are going to build up the hype, plus find every single bug, fix it, put in more secrets, put in everything else that we can just to make sure this game is flawless.
That's what they're doing. They changed up some of the leadership. They said they wanted to rework the story a little bit. But we'll talk about the story and a little bit of the lore of Halo and where we think that they're going to go with it.
Right.
But in terms of gameplay, just that first initial demo.
It looks good.
As far as the graphics go, I thought it looked a little glossy, it didn't look finished, essentially, and that's the reason they're doing more work to it. But as far as the gameplay goes, I thought it looked really.
It looked smooth.
It looked really smooth.
Now, go ahead. Sorry.
I'll let you go here in a second, but I think they took. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think they took a lot of inspiration from Doom, actually. The move, the speed that Master Chief had was just crazy. He's moving, the grappling hook.
Yeah,
that definitely looked a lot like Doom. It looked a little bit more arcadey, so it looked like they were embracing just a little bit more of the classic Halo and a little bit of Doom, which is I'm fine with. I'm happy.
Well, also because Xbox bought Bethesda.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
So they have their engineers, working on the new Doom, and they're like, hold it, everything. We've got Halo.
I wonder if they got it, because it's not Bethesda that makes Doom; it's actually id Software.
Right.
Bethesda's the distributor, but
I do agree with you. The graphics did look a little bit glossy, but I do think they were just like, okay, this is what you guys should look forward to. After we do so many fixes and changes and just, smooth it out more.
Yeah, either that or they released it and they're like, this is the finished product, and people are like, you could do better.
And they're just like, all right, we're taking it back.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, we'll do better.
And that's why I like Xbox. They're just not like, game! Everybody's like, you could do better. Game! They're just like, here's the game. Okay, you guys could have done better. Give us 10 months. 10 months later, game. We have done better. They're like,
well, I think people are starting to learn from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Freaking Nintendo spends 10 years on every Zelda game.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild.
I know, they announced Breath of the Wild in 2011.
Yes.
And it came out in 2017.
Yeah.
Which is just nuts. But
which I appreciate they took that long of time.
Because they're like, we just want to make a good game.
Yeah.
So Xbox is probably like, you know what? Let's take a cue from Nintendo.
And let's just make the best that we can.
Let's make a good game, which I really respect. So that's cool. Because I really liked Halo 4 when it came out. Upon replaying it, not as much. 5, the gameplay was really good. but
Story could have done a little bit better.
I honestly don't even know what happened in 5. I can't even really remember.
There's a team with Chief and another team trying to stop Cortana, but with different ideas. Chief is trying to stop Cortana so that way he can take her and get her fixed.
Locke was trying to just terminate her.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
But eventually they realize they're on the same side, and Locke is now helping Chief try to fix Cortana. Though Cortana has gone extremely insane.
So what do you think the story of Infinite is? What's going on?
I think the story is still following after number 5. But what's happening is that, the military has just gone full berserk and been like, okay, we're going to destroy Cortana. But Chief is just like, now hold it. You said I had time to help. Let me help her first before you guys just obliterate everything. Military didn't listen. Cortana took him out. And now we're back on a Halo ring trying to help Cortana.
Gotcha. And what do you think about the Banished? The Brutes? I think it's following some of the story of, a Banished, sect of Brutes from the Covenant.
Yeah.
But they're, their own group now, and they're, radicalized, the original Covenant.
That would be... It does sound pretty cool at the same time.
Have you heard about that stuff? Because it's actually, Halo Wars 2 gets into it.
Yeah, I've heard that the Banished are more like brutes who have disgraced the clan, and they don't want back in.
Yeah, no, they have no interest of getting back. They're their own thing.
Yeah, so I think the Banished becomes their own sect, like you said, their sect, to where their technology is actually more developed than the brutes.
They're
they're the smarter brutes.
Well, I was gonna say they're the ISIS of Halo, but
maybe,
but they're smart.
Yeah, they still crave battle, but their weapons are more more advanced than the brute weapons we've been known.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for it. Do you plan on getting? Yeah, forgive me for my comment. Caleb is staring at me like I'm a fool.
Out of all things, ISIS.
Well, I said they're like the ISIS of Halo, minus the smart part. But anyway.
But yes, I am planning on getting Halo Infinite when it comes out.
Gotcha.
Because I've got all the other Halo games. Why not just add it to the collection?
No, not that. I was asking if you're planning on getting a Series X.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
When the price goes down a little bit.
Yeah, they're a little... Or are they $500, $600?
I think $500.
$550. So
$550
right in there. Something like that.
Minus not adding tax.
Yeah, I'll probably... I've just had a lot of issues with Xbox consoles. But I'm definitely going to play it in some shape or form.
You'll probably come over here and we'll do what we used to do when
split screen, if they even allow that anymore.
I want them to bring back dual wielding. That was fun.
I can't believe they took it out. Well, I guess it's just for multiplayer, they had a balancing issue.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but I still think that's garbage.
Main story, bring it back, but multiplayer online.
See, there you go. Perfect,
take it out.
Perfect.
But
solution.
Local play, bring it back.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree with that. But do you have anything else to say on Halo?
Let's get ready to drop into the new ring.
Wow, that was interesting.
It's pretty cheesy.
It was pretty.
Hey, ODST, Observational Drop Shock Troopers.
Gosh, I watched Video Game Donkeys recap of Halo 1 the other day. Everyone should go check it out because you will laugh and cry at the same time. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful work of art.
So perfect. And now we move on to our next thing.
Nintendo has canceled all of its Netflix shows.
What?
Every single one of them. I can't remember what else they were planning to adapt, but they definitely had a Legend of Zelda show in the works. And what was it?
Star Fox.
It was Star Fox.
Was it really?
It was Star Fox. They were going to make a Netflix Star Fox show. And what happened is an employee of Netflix came out and he leaked some of the information just to the general public. and Nintendo literally canceled the deal.
Oh.
Like, they had the scripts written, they had the directors,
Oh.
everybody lined up, and Nintendo pulled out.
Do we know this man's name?
No, because Netflix, if they revealed that, he probably would get, like, killed or something.
We're gonna call him Jeff.
Freaking Jeff.
Damn you!
How could you do this?
Dang it, Jeff! Jeff, how could you destroy years of childhood dreams, hopes, and
wishes
just by saying one thing? How could you, Jeff?
Caleb's in the corner just weeping.
I'll do a Star Fox show.
You know how awesome a Star Fox
That
show
would be
would have
awesome.
been?
You know
would
what?
have been incredible.
Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, and Metroid.
You know, I don't think Zelda would have worked as a live action.
Really?
I think Nintendo would be better giving. We should get a Legend of Zelda movie by Studio Ghibli. The people that did like Spirited Away.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
They would do an incredible job. I think that would be a much better.
Sorry to interrupt. Quick question for the viewers. Is Nintendo going to still make these shows, just not through Netflix?
Ooh.
They could get Hulu.
I don't think so, because I think it was Netflix who
approached them.
It was people signed on through Netflix that had written the scripts. So I don't think Nintendo is going to take the idea, which maybe Nintendo acquired the scripts. I don't know. So I mean,
Netflix failed. Maybe Hulu.
There is a good chance that Nintendo could pick it up with someone else, maybe. But I don't know. Maybe Amazon or something.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. But so we just have one more topic here for you.
And then we're going to end it, say goodbye, and have a good day. But first, our topic.
I don't even know what movies are coming out in 2021, but we just kind of wanted to talk about a few of them and which ones we're most excited for. It's been a weird time for movies, but hopefully these come out. So, Aaron, what's your most anticipated movie of 2021?
Black Widow, Reign and the Last Dragon, and Mortal Kombat.
You're excited for Reign and the Last Dragon?
Yes. People are like, oh, it's a Disney princess movie. I'm like, yes, but it's like a Mulan kind of esque.
What in particular makes you excited for it?
Well, it's... Yes, we follow a Disney princess and stuff like that, but it's more... There's more kung fu fighting and everything. Like, it's more action-packed than, like, you know, she's on a balcony singing for her animal friends to help her clean you know what
princess movie I'm more excited for is Enchanted 2.
Are they making that?
Yep.
Dang, okay.
Yeah. Which I don't know when that's going to come out,
but
I haven't seen the trailer for Reign and the Last Dragon, so
I'll show you one.
I shouldn't give you such a hard time.
But no, like,
I'm sure
she has this like pet. Mm-hmm. At first, it's like a small roly-poly kind of bug, but it's like a hamster size, so it helps her at first until it grows up to be like this giant big wheel of like a. It's cool as all get out.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'll have
and
to watch
she
that.
rides it like a one-wheeled like Segway or something like that.
Wow, it's a dragon?
No, it's not a dragon. The dragon comes in later.
Okay.
But that's her main ride. It's like,
gotcha.
You know how all Disney princesses have little pets or whatever? That's hers.
My most anticipated movie of the year. My most anticipated movie of the year is probably Spider-Man 3. If that comes out this December, they're saying it's supposed to come out like Christmas time, which is a weird time for a Spider-Man movie.
I actually think it would fit perfectly with the whole multiverse and everything.
That is true. That's true. But it's usually like a summer movie that usually come out.
True. But they've got so much on their plates right now.
But a movie that is confirmed to be coming out this year is Mission Impossible 7.
Yes!
So that would definitely be my top. And other movies we have coming out this year, we have Black Widow, Quiet Place 2, and then maybe Mortal Kombat.
No, it's definitely confirmed Mortal Kombat is coming out.
When is that coming out?
Sometime later this year.
Gotcha.
So Warner Brothers.
Right now.
So.
Yeah, Google it. Yeah, we have Jamie over here.
Google it. No. So what Warner Brothers has done is they're doing whatever movie releases in theaters is also going to be released on their
HBO Max.
HBO Max, yes.
Yeah.
So, like the new Zack Snyder movie that's coming out, the Justice League Zack Snyder cut.
Yeah, that won't be in theaters, but it
No,
will be
but
on
it
HBO.
will be on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
But
and like the Godzilla vs. King Kong.
yes,
That will be on HBO Max.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be on theaters and HBO Max.
It will
Yeah.
be April 16th, 2021. Is
Oh, wow, that's not
for the
far.
United States.
That's not far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. We'll all have to go
There's-
see Mortal Kombat.
Straight up, like there's nothing you can't tell me about Mortal Kombat. I don't already know.
Caleb's over here just like
I'm playing Mortal Kombat.
he's
right
like
now.
typing
Wow.
feverishly just to try to find early access tickets. To find come COVID or high water, he's going out to the theater and finding a movie.
You could you could become like a movie critic, Caleb. So you could get like early access to the movie and then just write like a review.
Every movie sucks.
Every movie sucks except Mortal Kombat.
Well, there you go, folks. I think that will be the end for the What Does Aaron Know podcast, episode 2.
Yes.
We had a good time. We hope you enjoyed. Aaron, do you have anything to say?
Love, live, learn about things, and just have a great time out there. Be safe, and hold the ones that you love close to you.
So I'm like picturing like a sign, like a plaque that goes in your house, and like every time you say something, it just gets like bigger and bigger and more like impractical and ugly.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I was picturing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but mine was good.
it was good.
It
I'm not
was
saying it
good.
wasn't good. I was just telling you what I pictured in my mind.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway,
But we know we all still love you, Z. Even
Absolutely.
if you do.
deconstruct everything.
Yes.
Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for listening in. We will be back for more before too long.
Hopefully, probably by the episode 6 after that premiere
Yes.
of
So,
WandaVision.
yes.
Because we'll have more to talk about.
Yes, we will continually update after every episode. But you guys have a good one. Talk to you guys later.
Bye!
Bye-bye.